Are you ready to write a book, sell that book, and then turn that book into back-end revenue in the form of working with your dream ideal clients? If that's the case, then listen up, because we're about to break down the 7-step process to sell more books and to convert readers into high-ticket clients. Now, why are you writing the book is the question that you need to start asking yourself. Is it to make more money? Is it to help people? Is it to leave a legacy? No matter what your reason of writing a book is, what we find is that most people who write nonfiction books tend to share two core desires. They want to, number one, they want to help people with their knowledge. And number two is they want to use their book to sell something else on the back end. This could be speaking engagements, consulting, done-for-you services, coaching, products, digital products, courses, whatever it may be. These are the two things. People want to help. That's why they get their book out to the masses. And people want to make money on the back end. Now, this is going to show you how to get the books in the hands of your ideal reader and then how to turn them into your dream customer. Now, my name is Jake Kelfer. I'm a 4-time best-selling author who has turned my books into multiple successful businesses in the speaking, coaching, and book publishing space. Currently, I run Big Idea to Bestseller, which helps high-level entrepreneurs and executives write, publish, launch, and market nonfiction books for back-end business growth and impact. We've used my book to generate millions of dollars for our company, and we've helped hundreds of other people create successful books that allow them to help people and create back-end revenue. So the first step of this entire process, is you have to get your books into your ideal client's hands. Now, let's, for a minute, assume that you've written the book. Well, we now have to get it into our ideal client's hands because no matter how good your book is, if nobody gets their hands on it, then you're going to continue to be the best kept secret. Now, my guess is that if you're listening to this right now or you're watching this, you have something special to offer. You know in your heart, from whether it's from the person you've helped on the street to the thousands of clients you've served, that you know your knowledge can help somebody. Well, your book is the same. You know that your book can help people. It just has to get into the right people's hands. So here's some ways that you can get your book into people's hands. Number one is do some speaking gigs. These can be free. These can be paid. They can be a combination. You can give your books at those speaking gigs. Sell your books at those speaking gigs. You can give them in exchange for a speaking fee. But speaking gigs is a great way to get your book into the right people's hands. You can sell books online. Think of Amazon. Think of Barnes & Noble online, Target online, Walmart online. However people get books, they can buy your books online. Get them in front of the right people. You can run ads, okay? You can do a free plus shipping funnel. This is a great way to get books in people's hands where you also collect the data. So this may be something, for example, we have a free plus shipping funnel for Big Idea to Bestseller. Now, we've run ads to that where we get cold traffic, new people that come into our world and get my book for free. They just cover the shipping. And then we also use this as a way to give people in an automated way. We have people give people, hey, I'd love to give you a copy of my book. Here's the link. Just cover the shipping and we'll mail you a copy directly. So it's a great way to get the book in ideal clients' hands without spending a fortune to acquire that person. Next, give away your digital copy. This could be your lead magnet on your website. This could be something that you run an ad to. This could be just giving away digital copies in your email signature. Don't be afraid to give your book knowing that your goal is to sign somebody that's a high ticket client. All right, let's break this down. You may get, let's just say, $7 to $10, $7 to $12 on your book if you were to get a royalty. But if you sell something that's $7,000, why are you worried about the $7 royalty? Instead, give your book to 100 people, cost you $5, $3, $4, $5, $6, and then sign one of those people into your $7,000 thing. That's a great cost of acquisition. So don't be afraid to give away your thing. Sponsor events and VIP swag bags. So one of the things that we do is I always donate books to VIP swag bags. Why? If somebody is a VIP at an event, if they're buying a VIP ticket, well, they're likely more willing to invest in themselves. Or they're really committed to that person who's hosting the event, which in that case, if they're giving them your book, that means that person has vetted it, which means your trust is higher. Guest coaching. This is the last one. Guest coaching. Give everybody a copy of your book. If you speak, then at the end, give them a copy of your book. Okay? Now, number 2 is once people have the book, you want to make sure that you're collecting the right data from them. So when you get a book sale on Amazon, you don't get the data. When you get a book sale for free plus shipping, you get the data. When you have it as a lead magnet or an ad, or you give it to people, you have a way to capture the data. But we always want to set ourselves up for success to see who our really qualified people are. And here's how you do that. When you are giving your book, you want to collect the email and the phone number when people buy. So what I like to do is if somebody wants to get my book, I'll get name, email, phone number. Those are the core things that I look for in order to be able to communicate in different methods. Sometimes you might want to ask more in your initial survey. You might want to have part 1, name, email, phone, links to a second page. You can do a lot of different things. The second thing is if people are buying it online, or they're buying it not directly from you or downloading it not directly from you, well, make sure to add free resources in the book that link to one of your opt-in pages, or create a here's what to do next page. So at the end of the book, you'll say, here's what to do next. And then you'll say, email me if you want to hire me to speak. Visit your free copy of this, here. This is how you can convert these buyers who you may not even know of into leads and prospects. Now, here's what's really cool. There's 2 layers to this. The first layer is if somebody gets your resource and you didn't have their data, you now collected their data and you got paid by the digital bookstore in the form of royalties. But the really cool thing about this, the second layer is if I sell a copy of my book, or I give a copy of my book, and then someone downloads the resources that are also in the book, now I know that they're very committed and serious because 1, they're reading the book. 2, they're reading the book deep enough to get to that point. And 3, they're like, you know what? I actually want this additional resource, which tells me that they're actually committed to the thing that I'm particularly offering, right? Or the thing that I'm particularly teaching. Now, how do you communicate with your readers? Well, we need to call people directly, all right? Email people one-on-one. I think that this is a wildly missed opportunity is because we live in a world of automation. We live in a world where everybody wants things to be done super quick. It's like, let me get as many volume as possible and then the automations will work and I'll funnel the numbers and it'll all work out. But here's what I've really come to realize. That can work. But the thing that works better than anything is calling your people, reaching out to your people, emailing your people, because they can see that you care. When I get on the phone and I say, hey, thanks so much for grabbing a copy of Big Idea to Bestseller. How are you enjoying it? They're shocked that they're getting a call from the founder of a company like Big Idea to Bestseller. And just because you do that doesn't mean you can't also add them to your email campaigns, your email list, your text list, your nurture sequences. They opted in. That's why they got the resource in the form of your book. So make sure that you collect the data and you start communicating with your readers. Just to be very, very tactical, is if you, I'm just going to make up a number, but to get tactical here, if you are getting 100 people to get your book a month, you should be calling every single one of those people. Let's say you're getting 3 per day. Call them. Okay, call them. These are people who are interested in your book, which means they're interested in what you do. Build the relationship with them. If you're at scale and there's just no physical way you can do it, well, you can hire somebody to help you maintain this, or you can go focus more on the automations because your volume and your numbers make more sense. The step number 3 is once you started to communicate with them, it's not about communicating one time and being like, oh, this is great. I communicated with them. I'm done. No, you need to follow up and to continue the relationship. So when someone joins your email list because they got your book or a free resource, what's your email sequence? How are you welcoming them? How are you nurturing them? How are you inviting them to be part of your journey? Now, there are a million things that you could do and find this all online, but here's what I would say is ask yourself this. What would feel really good to me if I just bought this book and I was interested in this topic? How would I like to be communicated to in this particular situation? Now, when I think of this, it takes away all the pressure to do it in this, oh my gosh, you need 7 sequences, it needs 2 per day, 1 per day, and then go, don't do the weekend, skip it. No, Just be like, hey, thanks for my book. What's the next thing you want to ask them? And you welcome them. You tell your backstory. You let them know who you are. And this can be a great way to build a friendly and also a highly responsive email sequence campaign. Okay. Next, you have this basic sequence. But what you also want to do is set up a CRM or a Google Doc to track your readers or your leads. Okay, this is really important because if someone gets your book and then you don't remember who or where all these people are, you're going to miss out on easy opportunities to follow up and connect with. So you can use various different CRMs that allow you to put all this stuff in there and to put notifications. But at its simplest core, if you're not doing any of this yet, just get a Google Doc. And every lead you get, just throw their name in there, throw their email in there, and the phone number in there. And what I used to do, and what I do now, but it's more automated, but what I used to do is I'd have a Google Doc, and I'd say outreach 1, notes, outreach 2, notes, outreach 3, notes. And I would just make sure that I could track who I was talking to, how often I was communicating with them. Now, I do this in the form of a software called Pipedrive, where on there, once somebody is a lead or once we put someone into the system, I can set reminders for when to reach out to them. And so sometimes it's great because I'll have someone who joins, they go through the basic automations, but then I want to reach out to them directly myself. And so that's how we're able to really be able to communicate with them. Next is to set the specific reminders. I kind of just talked about that. Now, here's an important thing. Not every outreach that you send somebody needs to be a sales pitch or even related to your book. This might seem counterintuitive, but think about the important moments of your life. Think about your birthday. Think about when you go to visit on vacation. Think about when you have something positive or negative happen in your life. Isn't it special when you get a message about those things? Like, hey, I was just thinking about you. I saw this XYZ happen. Hey, congratulations on that job promotion. I know you've been working hard on it. Amazing. Talk to you soon. Try to reach out to people about their interests that are in a timely manner. So sports, if you know someone's a sports fan. I was talking to this reader of my book the other day, and he's a big Florida Gator fan. So I knew that Florida was playing a big-time team. So I reached out, and I said, hey, good luck to the Gators this week. Chomp, or whatever the Gator thing is. So I did that. Okay, reach out about their family. Maybe they just gave birth. Maybe they just got married. Their job changed. Maybe they were in the press. All you have to do to find this is go to Instagram or go to LinkedIn, and if something's relevant and timely, great, boom, that's a great time to reach out to them. If there's nothing there, great, no harm, no foul. And the other way to follow up and check in that we use this a ton, and it's super, super great, is send them new updates about you or your company. For example, send them social proof, send them case studies, send them testimonials. Be like, hey, I know that when you got the book, you were really looking to read it from our first conversation because you weren't sure how to do XYZ. Well, we just helped this person. That was their same biggest problem. This could be really helpful to you. Press features. Let's say you get a Times Square billboard. Let's say you get a featured article. Share this with them and how it will be beneficial to them. Share case studies, new blogs or podcasts that are relevant to that particular reader and lead. Number 4 is, and let's do a quick recap here. So first we have get your books into ideal clients' hands. Second, collect the data and start actually communicating with them. 3 is follow up and check in regularly in a friendly way. Step number 4 is to see if they are interested in what you do. See if they are interested in what you do. So as you're communicating with people, you ultimately want to help people by writing a book and then make money on the back end. So what are you going to do? Well, we need to know, how do we get them from a reader to seeing if they're interested in becoming an actual customer? So what you do is in the process of connecting with them, you ask qualifying questions. Now, this isn't necessarily just saying, hey, I need to ask you 5 questions in a row. Can you please take the time to do that? No. This is just asking questions throughout to gather information to see how you could best help them. Ask questions that will get you the information you need to determine if you can even help them. Because not everyone that reads your book is a perfect candidate to work with you. They might not have the budget. They might not have the time. They might not want what you have to offer. They might be reading it for their pleasure. They might be comparing it with something else. They might be using it as their own learning tool. So the questions that I find that are really helpful is to ask about their current situation. You need to understand where they are currently at in the scope of the niche industry offer that you currently focus on. Ask them what's their dream situation. Where do they want to go? Ask them what's stopping them from getting there. What is causing this gap and them not being able to cross it? And then ask them, are they even open to help? So here's an example of a current situation if I was reaching out to someone who got my book. Now, my book is Big Idea to Bestseller. It's all about how to write, publish, and launch nonfiction books. I would ask them, hey, I know that you're reading my book. Hey, are you reading it because you're wanting to write your own book? They might say, yes. Amazing, cool. Where are you at in the process? How's the writing process coming along? They're going to respond that, oh, I'm just in the idea stage. I'm writing it. I just finished my rough draft. That gives me an idea of where they're at. Then I say, oh, gosh, congratulations. That's amazing. That's a great place to be, whatever. And then I say something around their dream scenario. What's the outcome that you're looking for when you write a book? Are you looking for bestseller status, credibility, speaking gigs, coaching clients, lead generation? What are you looking for? That tells me what they want to do. So now I know where they're at in the writing process and where they want to go. My goal is to now help them bridge that. That's amazing that you want to do that. Why haven't you written the book yet? What's stopping you from doing it? What are you finding the hardest part of the process? They answer that. Okay, amazing. Hey, I'm just curious. Would you ever possibly be open to getting some additional help on that? You see how now we're starting to get them to see if they're interested in actually what we would come next? Now, once you do that, and let's say they do fit the criteria, you're excited about them, you want to talk to them more. Well, invite them to a Zoom. Meet in person one-on-one. Set up a meeting at an event that you're going to. If you're going to a conference and they're going to be there, set up a meeting. Do 15 minutes in the lobby. Do a phone call. Whatever your favorite communication is, go for it. I was just at an event called the Dinner Series with Chris and Lori Harder. And while I was there, I met some amazing people. But I met one person in particular. And when we were connecting, we were talking a little bit, they had mentioned that they wanted to write a book. I was like, oh, that's great. Oh, by the way, where are you based? They go, I'm based right here. I'm like, I'm based right here. So instead of just doing a Zoom call, which I could have done, we're going to now meet one-on-one. And this can add that extra element of touch. Obviously, if you're not in the same location, it makes it a little harder to do it. But these are ways to invite people to chat further. Number 6 is when you are talking to someone and you've gotten them on the phone or you're meeting them in person, if what they are looking for is something that you can solve, and you believe that you can get them what they're actually looking for and help make their dream come true, then ask them to be part of what you do. Okay? It is not, and I hear this way too often from entrepreneurs who are trying to grow their businesses, I don't want to seem too salesy. Well, let me ask you this. If you don't invite somebody and make a sale to join your program, are you going to grow your business? No, you can't grow your business without sales. And number 2 is, don't you want to help somebody get the result they want anyways? Isn't that why you're doing this? Yeah. So by you not inviting them to join what you have, you're actually doing them a disservice because you're preventing them from the thing that they potentially need most. So you have to really dig into that and recognize, look, I can help them. They're open to help. What I can offer them will solve the problems that they currently have. That's incredible. That's incredible. Whenever I look to invest in myself, I'm on the phone. If somebody gets on the phone with me, I tell them this is what I need, this is what I do. That's what they have to do. And they say, you know what? Cool. Great chatting with you. I'll be like, why didn't you offer that? I'm ready to buy. I need this. And then once you're on the phone, what I like to do is I always like to try to collect payment in organized fashion and begin the onboarding process. Now, the last thing is you're going to get more perfect clients. Once you have someone who's interested and they sign up to work with you and they go from reader to lead to warm lead to hot lead to new client, these are people that you've qualified, you've vetted, they've read your book, they're excited about what it is that you're doing. So now we need to wow them with the experience. The more we wow somebody with an experience, the more likely we're going to get referrals. Referrals are amazing. Give onboarding gifts. Get them fastest speed to their first win once they join your program. And You get to work with people that you know you deliver great results for. So there's somebody, there's a lot of clients, but there's somebody in particular that I was at an event and we were connecting, and I know that he is going to crush it when he writes his book. So I told him that, and now I get to work with a dream client who I know is going to crush it, and we get to deliver an incredible experience, and he has a huge network. So if we do a great job, which we will, then he's going to want to refer us to his other colleagues. So these are the 7-step process to selling more books and then converting readers into high-ticket clients. Now, I'd love for you, if you've watched it this far, 20 minutes in, you are somebody who's really interested in this. So I want to give you a free copy of my book. This is our free plus shipping funnel, so you can see how we do it. But if you want a copy of my book, you can go to bigideabestseller.com/free-book. And if you want to speak with our team on how you can create a book that will seamlessly integrate into your existing business or help you generate more clients, then go to bigideabestseller.com/call, and we will create a game plan and a roadmap to help you identify exactly how a book can be leveraged in your business, what the process is to get there, and what you can expect along the way. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing your book.